She hates humans. They're vile.
It'd be funny if she's like, you kiss way better than the elites. But not as good as the worms. Oh.
Welcome back to The Watch, and we're looking at Halo Episode 8. Is it Episode 8 now?
8.
Yeah, Episode 8. They are kind of blurred together. Interesting thing, we are joined by a bit of a guest. Claudia, would you like to say hello?
Hello.
So Claudia might be joining us a bit more into the future, so great to have you here. She's going to be offering some of her thoughts as well, because she also watched the Halo Episode 8 with us, and interesting thoughts on this one. So overall, it's still a turd. The show was a massive turd, but this time it was an interesting turd.
It was the least boring episode, so it's not a very hard buy on this show.
No, it's not.
So,
like, there were astounding, and I mean shockingly dumb things in this episode, but stuff happened that actually had significance. And it's like, before there was so much filler in this show, it's unbelievable. This actually wasn't filler. This is like, things are actually happening now. There was some action and fighting, some of which that I did enjoy. Like, this was one of the first episodes in this show in which it had elements of, parts of the show that I got a sense of enjoyment out of.
I couldn't. Even the fights, because look, they've tried this before. 343 has done this before. They've done... Oh, my stomach's hungry. Yeah. They've done this before where it's like, Spartans fighting Spartans. But it wasn't interesting then because they reset the entire franchise after they tried it. And it's not interesting now because they've basically copied certain fight scenes directly from that one. And it's just... It doesn't... Like, 2 more shots to disable the shield. They would have recharged by then.
Yeah, there was a lot of dumb. I like some of the advice that Cortana gave in the fight scenes is like, okay, that kind of works, and I just like superhero, like superhuman, bashing down.
Yeah,
and things.
But if Cortana can, so if Cortana had access to,
it is still dumb. Like, she must have been seeing through cameras or something.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. The reason all the comms went down is because Cortana took them down, which means that she can put them back up. So if that's the fact, why didn't she tell the UNSC, hey, they're attacking Master Chief? That she warned them about.
She had control of the. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she told them about Halsey.
Like I said, there is astounding stupidity.
It makes no sense.
Episode. Your thoughts, Nathan?
I think there's just so many things with Cortana and Halsey as well. This episode,
full on supervillain now,
like
irredeemable, like full on treason.
All of my words I was going to say, Shad.
Okay, sorry.
Like,
is there another word you can add? Go.
No, like...
Go. You go, Nathan. Oh, shut up.
Like, satanically evil...
Satanic? And she's a commie?
Oh.
Nathan's on my team now.
And it's also just very... It's a very uneasing show. Like, it makes you feel uneasy. Yeah. Even just the angles of the shots, the way the characters talk with each other felt very rigid. And look, it hasn't been that good in previous episodes either, but this one especially, you can tell they're trying to push intimacy and smart lines.
So forced.
And it just falls flat every time.
And so that enjoyment I got, it might be because everything has been so crap. It's like just the smallest drop in a drought, like in a desert, because the show is bad. It is still astronomically bad. This was actually the first episode Claudia watched. What was your thoughts, Claudia?
I have no idea what's going on.
Same.
Not a fan of the script so far. They talk really weird to each other. Especially the scene between, I assume, the chief dude and the short-haired lady, alien lady with the laser finger.
Yep.
When they have scenes together...
Sorry, what?
When they have scenes together, they don't feel human.
Yeah. It's very, very wooden, the dialogue, and very forced and unnatural.
And the acting's not great either.
Indeed. So, overall, I'd probably maybe give this a 2 out of 10. You could but look, I reckon people who have just been trying to say the show's great, this is going to be like 10 out of 10. It was amazing. The conflict, the subversion, all that stuff.
You might be incorrect.
Why?
Because some of the usual shills who shield every other episode until it got to Kwan, because they were hedging their bets like, yeah, it's great, guys, it's great. But then as the Halo community's like, no, this sucks. They're fine, like, okay, it sucks. And now for this newest one, they're like, oh, it's bad, a lot of them. So, again, they're not even judging the show at all. They never were. They were just saying, oh, we love it, it's great, just because it comes from 343.
So we'll go into more specific elements, even though we haven't even bothered with the non-spoilers and spoilers in the previous review, but we'll go into more specific elements of this crap fest. So one of the things that I just was laughing my head off, but this was annoying because I also found it somewhat impactful. I guess this is why I got more interested in what was happening in this episode. They show a destroyed planet.
Yeah. For 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, but a just burning planet with this, horrified voice of someone trying to explain what's going on. But that was powerful. And what's robbed about is why didn't they show this in the first episode?
Or
it's finally there's a war going on and we see signs of the war?
Yeah, or why didn't they show the glassing, which looks very interesting?
Yeah.
It's lit a beam of light that comes down and burns everything,
We see a horrifying hellscape, basically.
We see Mustafar.
And what's hilarious and also just awful about this show is that everyone's reaction to it, it's like this is the first time it's going on.
Yeah.
It's oh, now it's serious? And their reaction to it is stuff that they should have been doing for 5 years already.
Yeah.
What was it? It was we can't just sit around doing nothing or something. Someone actually had a line close to that.
We've got to send help for the survivors.
And it's you're just figuring out you need to be actively on the defensive or take active measures now? This isn't the first time it's happened, but they're reacting like it is.
Well, Shad, to be fair, they're only the military 500 years in the future. They don't exactly know what to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Think about it though, Shad. 500 years of diversity quotas. What would that do to the military? What would that do? We've already seen what it does to Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Gosh.
They didn't react with a lot of urgency either.
They didn't.
I noticed.
You're absolutely right.
They panned over a girl who was crying. But then the leaders were oh no.
Oz mentioned something about the Cole Protocol as well.
Yeah, so the Cole Protocol was put in by Admiral Cole, who said, we can't let the Covenant find any of our planets, because technologically, they vastly outgun and outnumber us. So the most important thing is if they attack you, when you want to get away from that, you have to go in a random jump. Nowhere anywhere near Earth or another human colony, so that way they can't follow you. And then once you've gotten away, then you can come back. You can't even also another one, you can't have any alien tech come to a human colony. Unless it's been thoroughly searched.
Because that is the other massive dumb thing about this episode, which I'll get to. I did want to clarify something in case there's confusion. So Claudia, she's a page working into a squire. She's someone who might be joining us as a member of the Night's Watch. Not to be confused with Lady Shadiversity, who has joined us. A different person. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Okay, back on to what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the Cole Protocol that seems to be enacted based on these... That if the show is in any measure trying to say this is the first glassing, one, it's contradicted because they said they've glassed other planets. Two, they have a Cole Protocol which says that they've had these... But then their actual military response, where we have to do this or that, it's why aren't you doing that already? It's so dumb.
Also, how do you know they're hunting you? You said, they glassed us and now they're hunting us. How do you know that? Also, at this point, how do you know it's the bloody Covenant that glassed you? If they haven't done it before.
All good points, Oz.
Very, very dumb.
But also, last thing, the Cole Protocol is something that is enacted. It's not something that's present all the time. You enact it when you need to scuttle a ship, or jump away, or delete all of your history of where you've been. It's stupid. It's essentially delete browser history and run away. Which is something Epstein could have used.
So the other massive stupid part of this episode, and a lot of this episode is kind of founded on this because the end, what happens at the end is founded on this, is the alien girl. Okay, I was saying in the it's funny. I almost said the last review, but that was actually 2 reviews ago. When I was thinking, what was the last Halo episode? I was thinking about Halo-related stuff, or Halo-related stuff.
But what was it, Shad?
But it was actually, no, that was the Quan episode that was the last episode, and it was so disconnected from the show, I didn't even register that it was was the last one.
Had more in common with Mad Max.
So dumb. Okay, so no, 2 episodes ago, I was criticizing how astronomically dumb it was that they brought this alien, raised girl to a human planet.
Not just a human planet, but the biggest human colony outside of Earth itself, even though Earth's not a colony.
It was the dumbest
It's the centre
thing.
of the UNSC, basically.
It's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And everyone else, like, they even acknowledge in the show, is like, they don't take prisoners. Like, the guy actually says that. So people supposedly know this in the show. And then in this episode, episode 8, they actually acknowledge it multiple times that she's a massive security risk. We can't trust her or something. There was a couple of like key lines like that.
Yeah.
And when those lines, I'm thinking, well, why'd you bring her to the planet?
Yeah, but not just that. They said to Master Chief over and over again, we can't trust her. And then he confirms, look, she's been turned against us.
Yes, exactly. But he even says, that's one of the lines I was trying to remember.
Says it to the people who want her gone.
She was raised to not trust humans. And I'm like, I'm watching this like,
They've confirmed it then.
why did you bring her to the planet, you moron?
If the top military command for that entire planet hears that there's a spy in their midst closest to their best soldier, one of those two people are getting shot, probably both.
So much is like around this whole arc with his interaction with her and what they do with her is unbelievably dumb.
Yeah.
One, they don't have a guard in her room at all times. Like already we've jumped the shark with how stupid this is and just bringing her to Reach. But all right, now we're on Reach. No proper surveillance in the room. Though then there is, like, people have been watching what's been going on, and they thought it was okay to have their best soldier fraternize with a possible alien spy.
The only thing that could redeem this is if Oni, their CIA, has been watching the whole time, just collecting crimes from Halsey and all that. Just like, okay, we have enough to execute her instantly. We've reached the threshold.
It's so dumb. But the thing is, okay, no, Halsey actually, she turns off all the cameras and then speaks. So okay, so but then that's why you would have a person in the room.
Yeah.
At all times, and then the fact that they just okay with Master Cheeks going in.
I'm just picturing that black military police guy standing there while they have sex. Like, I don't like squid heads.
But they basically did. It was Cortana, and she's just watching like, it's really creepy, Cortana.
The military police standing out the front of the door just hearing moaning.
Well, it has been confirmed that voices can be heard through the door because he hears just a conversation without raised voices, and he walks in, I heard voices.
Well, to be fair, Chief is trained in stealth, so he can...
Oh my goodness.
He can let off a round silently.
First, the relationship just is totally unjustified. It goes from 0 to like, oh, let's just have sex.
Yeah, but
completely
Shad,
forced.
1, they're the same, okay? And 2, he gave her a book. If it's that simple, I'm going to get a bloody library.
And look, you might say she's an infiltrator. She's a mole. She wants to gain, the trust. And it's like, maybe it could work because Master Chief just got his emotions back and he was ready to bone a dog in one of the previous episodes, so he'd jump into with anyone.
I get it. Bone a dog.
Bone.
Yeah, doggy style.
And so, but anyway, they actually are trying to show that they have this connection, this emotional connection, where they're actually falling in love when it just felt so bullcrap.
They were both kidnapped as children. Neither of them know that about each other, but they're the same.
Well, that's the same thing with the whole thing. They're saying they're connected, but we never actually see any connections with them.
It's
always verbal, like, we're connected, Oz, you and me, we're connected.
Yeah, but when you say
like,
that, and
they're saying it enough to the point.
I feel a connection.
They're trying to tell the audience this is happening, but what they're showing is
completely irrelevant to
bullcrap.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did it look like you were going to say something, Claudia? I don't want to cut you off.
No.
Okay, never mind. Wow, it was so bad, and especially like when they're walking through the human colony, it was like, grass. And the thing is, I was just like, you're letting her out of her cell amongst regular people.
It's a condo.
I know, exactly. Her hotel. Her hotel. And also, like, they have important information that they're trying to sift through. Like, one of their ships were attacked, and we don't know whose voices are. And there's all this stuff that, this is a girl that came from an alien ship that... Was it the same ship that attacked the other... Or same type of ship?
It was the same type of ship, yeah.
Type of ship.
Might be the same ship, though.
Anyone with half a brain would just be so, skeptical of this, and the fact that she was escaped so easily. There's so much bullcrap that you would not trust her anything. And then there's the whole ship thing. And you have information,
Question. When they rescued her from the ship, Was she in the same condition she is now?
No. Get this right. They didn't rescue her from the ship. They didn't rescue her. Basically, they had a big battle, right? And the aliens took off with half of the thing that they wanted. And as the ship is leaving, they fired a little drop pod down onto the ground and then shot around the drop pod.
Purposely missing, but trying to make it look good.
Yeah. And then she came out of the drop pod.
Was her hair made? Was
she looked fine. She looked great.
Yeah.
But she was
basically
acting
the same.
distraught.
But you're right. She had that haircut. It's like if she was a prisoner.
But don't the aliens have no hair? Where'd you get the haircut from?
No. So the aliens. Good point. Why do they have a beauty parlor on open for?
It's because they enjoy watching her change clothes, and you might think I'm joking, but it's pretty well implied.
It's so bad.
This show is
so
awful.
she comes down in pretty good nick.
Yes, but she faints and pretends she's like, oh, even though she's perfectly healthy.
I was prisoner.
Yeah,
It's just funny seeing someone introduce this show, this episode, and Claudia's just like, what?
What do you mean?
She was let out of the thing, and now I forgot what I was saying before.
they're walking around,
They're walking around talking.
Yeah.
The dog startles her.
No, it wasn't.
And then they have a blade.
You were on the subject of they're walking around.
Was I?
Yeah, they let her out of her prison cell. That's what you said, and then
No. It was the. That's what I remembered it. Remember, they had the recorded conversation that came from a ship that was the same design as the ship she left from, and there's a voice pattern that they can't recognize, and they're trying to discover. So as I was saying, yeah, same ship. They had the recording from the ship, and you'd think you might want to figure out what all the information of this recording for the potentiality that she could have some connection to it before you take it to the planet. And then if they did that, guess what they would find? Her voice.
Yeah.
And they know from that voice recording that she had a hand in killing an entire, ship. And that was it.
But also, just the manner in which they received her is exactly what you would do if you wanted to embed a spy somewhere. Like, the police even do it. They'll put a cop in a jail cell with a criminal they want to get information out of. And they'll just talk. They'll pretend he's a criminal. Yeah. And it's the most obvious spy, infiltration tactic there is.
But they don't do that. They give her, like, a hotel room, essentially, with no prisoner in there to talk with her.
Well, just judging the situation based on how the events played out, you'd be like, that's a spy.
Oh yeah, obvious.
It would be obvious. They would, if not kill her, they would take her to a site away from a planet.
Exactly.
And beat the truth out of her.
And then this is just astounding. Even with, like, in the show, they acknowledge she can't be trusted. She's been raised to hate humans, everything like that. I know. Let's get her to touch the alien artifact,
which we think is a weapon.
But the thing is, they don't know what it does, but they have seen it objectively do something huge, which is disable the entire army base. Like, in the first episode, he touches it, everything gets shut down. So this can be used as a weapon.
Yep.
They know, they acknowledge that she has more control over this thing. That's why they want to get it to touch, because she has more control. And if she has more control and potentially a spy, she could disable the entire friggin' army base on planet. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Bloody idiots.
Also, the base is basically already disabled. There's no comms, right? But Cortana controls all of that because she was the one that made the problem.
The thing is, though, shock horror, she does end up touching it. Like, they discover the thing, but she's already too close, and then the humans are evil and bad, and she was almost there to because so they're trying to sell that she's in love with Cheeks and all that stuff. But then the bad humans are bad, and she gets tasered, and so she's like, "I'll kill you all." And
That scene annoyed me because obviously Miranda comes in and says it was her, she did it.
Yeah.
But the whole time they knew she's bad, she's evil, she's corrupt.
I know.
And it's like they're trying to make this big reveal to something that everyone already knows.
You're exactly right.
And so I was so confused when they're like, "Oh, she told us."
And you think, like, they push her to the ground and everything like that. Instead of doing all that, maybe just move her away from the artifact. She's within arm's reach. Literally, that's how she touches it. And when she does, this thing, more than just disable stuff, there's almost like an explosion, earthquake thing.
Wave.
The mean guard basically gets his face melted, it looks like. Oh, this bullcrap magic McMuffin device. That's the correct term, not MacGuffin. If it's a object, that's a plot device. that actually is doing things. It's a MacGuffin.
Okay, and what was the difference again?
A MacGuffin is something that you actually don't know what it is, and it doesn't do anything in the plot, but it drives the plot forward. Perfect example.
Wait, but what's the difference between not... So it doesn't do anything in the plot, but it drives the plot forward. If it does nothing in the plot, how does it drive the plot forward? No, when I say nothing,
like, the One Ring does stuff. You can actually interact with it, and it has an actual effect, okay? Yeah. A proper MacGuffin doesn't do anything. In actual fact, you don't even see it. A perfect example is the One Piece. So in the show One Piece, okay, they call it One Piece because it's the great treasure that everyone is after. The treasure of this ancient king and everything. No one sees it. No one, it literally does nothing, but it drives the plot of the entire show forward. That is the perfect description of a proper MacGuffin. Anyway, but this thing, right, it does anything, whatever. It'll repair a ship, it'll destroy a ship, it'll give visions, it'll give flashbacks, it'll reveal the halo, it'll melt faces. It's just the perfect example of lazy writing, of just magic bullcrap device that does whatever we want in the moment. And guess what? Why that undermines everything? Because there's no stakes, there's no rules. It'll do whatever you want. It's like Deus Ex Machina, do whatever we want device. Gosh. I would not be surprised if, like, Master Chief picks it up, points at someone, and shoots a laser beam and destroys ships now.
It does look like it has a hole for it.
Exactly. They could do whatever they want with it because there's no rules for it. It's just bullcrap. So there's that. Was there anything... What else?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going on before. You're like, wait, no, we're still on that. It's Cortana. She shut the entire base down herself, and she can, you know, take control of things and be like, hey, by the way... Master Chief is getting attacked. She could do all of these things.
Yeah.
She could... You know what she could also do? She could also shut down Halsey's ship. She can take control of a random warthog.
Exactly.
You know, so...
This doesn't redeem Katana for how stupid she is, because if she is now on Master Chief's side, she could stop the insurrection straight away. She basically could hack into anything.
Yeah.
So then there's also the Halsey discussion of this episode.
She's, like, revealed herself as an evil, maniacal woman.
I already knew she was evil, but they were trying to play with the thing that it was all for the sake of humanity and surviving.
They're still going to do that.
But now, no, she hates humanity. She's like, she betrays the humanity to gain control and power for herself.
Yeah. And she was talking about humans are selfish.
It's kind of in line for a communist, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like all their rhetoric about pushing humanity forward and everything. It's actually just about power. They want control and power for themselves. And so she full on insurrection betrays like everything. And
it's funny. She started the Spartan program to stop insurrectionists, and she ended up becoming an insurrectionist.
It felt like a massive 180 on her motivations and character. But now they're trying to say, these were always her motivations. Just she was using the government and the Spartans for her own ends, and this was planned from the beginning. Maybe, but it just felt like...
But she keeps talking about how humans are venal, selfish, confrontational creatures. Yet she's the one who's she's the odd duck. She's the black sheep. Purposefully, and she's going against everything that she's talking about.
Like, humans are selfish, yet I am going to take control of the Halo for myself.
Yeah, and also I'm going to use it against both humans and Covenant.
And I've never cared for anyone else apart from my own ends.
Yeah.
I've treated my daughter and, I don't know, for the husband or partner, like dirt for my own ends. Yeah, humans are a problem because they're selfish. Well, I guess it's true, she's selfish as well, but she should be trying to kill herself then. Cause...
This is why I'm so... look, it's not related, but that mode of thinking, people make the same mistakes in the real world. They think, I'm above making a mistake. I'm always reasonable. My judgment is never inaccurate. See? It demonstrates it perfect, because it's true. People are exactly like that. They end up saying the thing, I hate this thing, but they are that thing.
So you think it's a realistic depiction then?
It's a real... Yeah.
But she's an awful character in terms of...
Absolutely.
Are we supposed to be rooting for... No,
I don't think now, no.
The show doesn't know what it wants.
It's weird though, yeah, like...
She's definitely a villain, I think. In the previous 2 episodes ago when she was talking with John.
Mm-hmm. And...
That was like kind of a bit hero-ish, but now she's gone full villain, I think.
I agree, and divorced from the original material, I guess it wouldn't bother me. But the thing is, was Halsey like full on evil like this?
Her being bad is an invention of 343.
Okay.
She wasn't. She was in Bungie's last Halo game, but she wasn't evil. She was like, "Hey, we got to get off this planet, by the way," and it was that basically, right?
Okay.
But when 343 took over, no, we're going to make her bad, and for some reason, the military wants to dig up their own black secrets.
Oh,
Like, it makes no sense.
That reminds me, there's a part where they're talking with the Indian lady, and they talk about, all the backstory stuff they've done with John, and she's like, this is some shady business. Like, yeah, you're a part of this.
Yeah, you have an issue with it now?
Like, try 20 years ago when you were involved.
Yeah, if only I objected to, kidnapping children 20 years ago, when it,
But now she's like questioning her ethics and morals, but she's not.
That might be an interesting thing to do if it was consistent for any character in this entire show.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. Because then she does torture the alien lady once they find out she's bad, even though they already knew she was bad.
Yeah.
Utter crap. But I think people, especially the shills, will love it's like, action and conflict and subversion and betrayal.
And drama, especially in that scene when they've got everyone's getting summoned into the one room. Like I said in the thing, it's like Thank God You're Here. Everyone's running in with a problem, and this person who has no idea how to solve it is like forced to fix it all.
It really did feel like a comedy skit each time someone came in.
Yeah. And she's just flabbergasted. She's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Stop yelling at me. And then she gets tased. Which, that would make Thank God You're Here so much more interesting.
So we'll go to a scene-by-scene kind of thing. So these are flashbacks to previous episodes. Like, I got my own little laboratory. Just close-ups. The uncomfortable close-ups of this show.
The pupils are so dark as well.
And then the
vision on the Halo ring.
And we almost got Master Cheeks again, but we didn't. But this one is just drawing circles. It's like it's still just in the aftershock of the physical experience that he had.
Wait, what does that say at the top? Is that per mare, per terrace, per constellation?
Constellatum.
Constellatum. Okay, so that's Latin, obviously.
Yes.
But what does per mare mean?
I don't know.
But per terrace is for Earth, for the stars. So for something, for Earth, for the stars. Okay. I just want to know what it means. Is all. They're putting up on the wall for a reason.
And they had such it was bullcrap in the episode 6, and it was bullcrap here where they have this connection now, and it's just like, come off.
Also, right, look at this shot. Why the hell couldn't they put the Halo ring on the horizon there? It would make it look so much prettier.
Yeah, mentally unstable, I think. If I walked into someone going in the bathroom, I would be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oz, did you take your pills today?
At least he's wearing a towel.
Oh, yeah, thank goodness.
By the way, there's a reason we call him Master Cheeks, is because we've seen his ass like 3 times or something like that.
And remember, feel free to interrupt.
What are the scars on his body?
The augmentations, because he's like a super soldier, and so I had to,
jab him,
do stuff.
They had to put.
Okay, that's why they're symmetrical.
Yeah.
And then she's looking at her circle too, and she's like, it isn't sold at all. He touched my cheek.
Master Cheeks.
Master Cheeks.
She touched his cheeks later.
Yeah. That's kinky of her, right? Lucky. Oh man, we're lucky at that point. The finger sword didn't activate. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and she's just was walking around, and then they take her out of the room, and she's seeing the military operations. Yeah, and she's like, the guns and all that. It's just...
Every time we've seen that hallway, there's been all the same dudes walking down it.
Probably, it probably took all the shots in the one day.
Oh, it is. It's duplicated.
You're right.
The wall is.
Yeah. And this is where like you can control the thing. We'll get you to touch it. It's like, you idiot! What are you doing? Don't do that. And then yes, intro sequence, and they're outside, and she's like, "Oh, grass! I grew up on a
trash planet.
Trash planet.
Where it's eternally night."
Yeah. If people we encourage it extra reviews because there's so much crap we can't mention at all. So Archcast and Disparu are doing great work, and I think it was Archcast that talked about the trash planet, how economically dumb it was. So where they
They ship trash.
They like the amount of resources it takes to ship something across the stars to double on planet. What, they don't have recycling centers, incinerators on the other, like the current planet. Like,
or here's an option. You have the trash in space, which, as far as we know, is infinite.
Pretty empty as well.
Yeah. So just like drop it from orbit.
Send it into an unstable orbit to the sun. If you're taking it into orbit already to get to another planet. Why don't you cut out all the rest of the work and just send it into the sun?
Just take it into space and then send it back to Earth, and it'll burn up in orbit. Problem solved. But why put it on one planet? It's so stupid.
Like, for a sci-fi, you should be thinking about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It is important for sci-fi, and they don't think about any of it. It's just such stupidity. Yeah. So yes, they're a thing, and then they're watching as well.
That dude.
That guy freaks me out. Because what does he say? He's like, "You're so smart," or something like really.
Why does he look like a little boy?
And not only that, he like licks her boot basically to like he is so subservient, and it looks like Halsey just treats him like crap.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate
simp.
He's
just
holding out.
Pathetic, weak, and just desperate for some action that he'll never get.
Yeah, he's holding out for the Halsey bathwater. That's what it is, man.
Gosh, it's creepy. It is just
terrifying. I don't like it at all.
And so,
I hate that table. I can't get over it. She better have a skateboard in that room. Oh, isn't that fortuitous circumstance be this? Righto. Sorry, I had to quote Davy Jones. There's two of us in here now. Remember? You don't have the right. They don't have the right. The scene that they're stealing this from, sure it's Cortana's words, but the scene that they're stealing this from, I was telling you guys before, there's a part in Halo 3, well, Halo 2 and 3, where she's basically trapped in hell with Satan, and this, like, it's the thing that controls the flood, right?
Yep.
This thing, so it can also corrupt humans biologically and anything that is a living thing biologically, but it has this thing called the logic plague, where it can verbally red pill an AI and turn it onto their side.
That is such cool concept.
And so in the game, when you're fighting to try and find her, you hear this happening to her.
Collection of lies. That's all I am. Stolen thoughts and memories.
And yet, perhaps a part of her remains.
And she's like screaming, she's replaying memories from Halsey when she met Chief. Like it's terrifying, right? And and when he finally finds her,
You found me. But so much of me is wrong. Out of place. You might be too late.
You know me. When I make a promise.
You keep it. I do know how to pick 'em.
Lucky me. Do you still have it?
The activation index from the first Halo ring. A little souvenir I hung on to, just in case. Got an escape plan?
Thought I'd try shooting my way out. Mix things up a little.
Just keep your head down. There's two of us in here now, remember?
Anne's like, I'm here for you. And she's like, sweet. Just, try to keep your head down. There's two of us in here now, remember? And it's bloody gorgeous because the music swells.
Yeah, like, just your description. What a powerful moment for that line.
And they use it here, in this abomination.
And it's throwaway. It means spit. It
means nothing here.
Also,
gosh, that is insulting.
Didn't they not play the games?
They didn't. They said,
how would they not know?
They quote the games twice in this.
Yeah.
When we say, because people say they clearly did play the games and look at the law. When people say they didn't play, they disregarded everything. That's what we mean when they say they didn't play the games. Utter crap. Oh, are we not getting subtitles
I don't know if
still?
there's any talking yet. It's mostly just...
Okay, no.
What's that? Must have been the wind. Also, look, every time...
Why is it not skipping forward now?
I don't know. You probably
I think-
jinxed it. But every time I see a representation of the future since, like, for a while, it all looks like Great Reset World. You ever noticed that?
It looks, yeah, really artificial and just like...
Look at that look. Even she doesn't like it. Fair enough. Master Chief is going on a date?
You wouldn't let her, like she could... Maybe if you had a more subtle way to try and get information from her, but this is not it. That's right. It's like, I saw you in the vision. I did too. The thing is, though, if you wanted to make sure she's not lying, you wouldn't let her know that you saw it in the vision. You ask her, what did you see in the vision? Just to see if, because it's like, in interrogation, you need to find out if they're on a boat, and you ask them, were you on a boat? I don't know.
Well, yeah, there's many different like interrogation ways, but he's not an interrogator. He's a soldier. They would have.
I know, exactly. You're right.
Yeah, there's space CIA in
And
this.
he's also emotionally unstable and mentally unstable.
Yep.
They have objective evidence of this. And yeah, let this unstable, manipulatable guy talk with what is very likely, and actually is, a spy.
And it's obvious. But look at how romantic that setting is.
Blossoms.
Blossoms in the wind.
She looks
I
unsettling,
know.
though.
I was in it too. It's like, are you going to try and eat my soul or something? It's just...
She does later.
It's the Halo.
It pisses me off. It's like, me and my mates have this meme, right? We have this joke where wherever we're watching a movie and they say the title of the movie, or when we get to the end of the movie, we're like, that's it, that's the Star Wars, right? Or whenever they say like the name of it, we'll be like, that's it, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Cinema Sins always does roll credits.
Yeah, and we always do it here. It's like, that's it, that's the Halo.
That's the Halo. Phalo, am I right?
Oh yeah, Galo.
There's a prophecy.
And also they quote this here too. They quote Halo 2 in this one. Yeah, okay. Can I just quickly show you?
No.
Come on. It's going to take literally 5
I'm
seconds.
tight on time.
Yeah, okay, fine. But anyway, they've butchered the quote. It's when we hear it in the games, it's one of the prophets delivering a sermon.
Oh, really?
And it's really kind of interesting.
Powerful and impactful, where now it's just like a throwaway.
But they've changed it here to be some gay stars thing, where in the games he's like,
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.
but in this it's when the stars twinkle and shimmer and everything's pretty and happy and shut the I hate this so much, man.
Oh, it's an awful show. And this is their connecting scene, by the way.
This is again. He's saying, capacity for hope. Humans are great. This is after you've learned one. You were kidnapped at the age of 6. Your parents most likely killed, replaced with a mutant, and the person who's basically your mother figure you've tried to kill twice in the past week. What the hell is the thematic vibe they're going? It makes no sense.
They haven't shown really any redeeming qualities of humanity in this show at all. Humanity sucks.
Least of all, intelligence.
That's it.
We've returned to monkey.
Oh, goodness.
We have a situation on Criterion.
Oh, she gets spooked and the knife thing comes out and no one sees this? So this is the planet, the destroyed planet. Do we have a good scene?
No, because it only showed for 5 seconds.
I think that looks impactful. And even if, there shouldn't be anything standing, like the dead skyscrapers. Why wasn't this an episode? Now, finally, there's conflict. The aliens are a threat.
Shad, you're always a stickler for this doesn't make sense scientifically. If something can melt rock, why can't it melt skyscraper?
Maybe it was hit on the side and it...
No, they come straight down. They basically go back and forth in
the entire surface? And they don't...
human settlements, they also carve massive glyphs into the side of the planet.
That's cool. That would
cool,
be...
But if it's a human colony, like a city, they will reduce it to literal glass, the entire thing.
And the response of the military here is just so dumb.
You don't send any help.
Yeah.
Come back and be like, hey guys, we heard no one sent help. You want to join us? Tell us where Earth is?
And now they're hunting us.
How do you know that?
You only say that now? Are you kidding me?
It's been, what, 30 years?
30 years.
Oh, gosh. So dumb.
I'm so glad the Covenant decided to take a break for 30 years and trying to wipe out humanity, even though it was their sole pursuit since they found humanity.
And so, yes, the indoctrinated Spartans are looking at alien machinery. And what's the other Spartan girl doing?
She's lifting, bro.
She's lifting. And so Oz and I had a discussion about weight and friction and stuff. Look, it does look to be more heavier than her weight and friction would allow.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you just slip and move back.
At the most, she's like 100 kilos.
The way that would do it is she got her feet up, braced it against something, and was pulling and pushing off with her feet. Then it's just your strength versus the weight.
Well, the wire connects to a thing on the ground, right? And she pulled from that. If she stood above the thing on the ground and pulled it up,
yes,
that would work.
That would work. You're right. Physics.
Yeah, simple.
So what's next? A car! And again, if that car is greater than her weight, which obviously it would be, and her friction, no, it's like, you'd be sliding. Just
one thing I will say, okay, her character for me has improved since getting the thing taken out of her back. That's the one redeeming thing that I could find. The show sucks and I hate basically everything about it, but she's a slightly more interesting character.
I would call it more interesting. Better? I don't know. Like, in terms of characterization...
Well, she's actually got some charisma now, you know?
I guess,
you guys got anything heavy? Like, that's a pretty good line to say. I'll give him that. What?
It's average.
In this scene, but in previous episodes, she's just been too
but in this
obnoxious
scene,
to handle.
In this scene, she's like, do you guys even lift, bro? Like, that's pretty fun with that.
So, they're trying to find that, like, strange sound in this recording from... the ship that was destroyed. And again, if this girl is coming from the same class of ship, holy crap, you would not trust her at all until you decode this thing.
Not only is she a scientist in whatever vague field she's in, she's also an audio technician. You don't want to get someone with a specialty in that
field. And a
linguist
too, because it's a different language.
Don't even remind me.
She's just smart in everything. She's just, she's so great, Oz.
Yeah, she's the one, after 30 years of war with the aliens, she's the only one who decided, you know what, let's try to learn their language.
Oh my goodness. And so, but then he's basically like, you can do it, you're so great. And she's like, yeah, I'm so great.
It's kind of like the winning son meme.
But she was so much better in the games, where she actually did stuff.
Yeah.
So, she's having self-doubt. And look, is it just me, or is... It's on the left side for us, but it's technically her right eye. Is her right eye a little
Shad,
lower than...
Don't judge someone based on their
I think it's
looks.
just a lazy eye.
Is it a lazy eye? Is it because
her eyebrows different as well?
But it actually looks like the eye is a couple...
Your face isn't perfect.
I know.
No one's face is perfectly symmetrical.
It's not perfect, but I'm just... look, I have an artistic background where I've drawn faces and stuff like that, and so I would look really close.
That eye is higher than that one. In fact, this side of your face is wider than that side.
Oh, I'll have to have a look.
It is. I can see it right now.
Yeah, I'm just a walking Picasso.
But my point is, like nitpick that. Come on now.
I don't look. It's just standing out to me. I'm not.
I'll nitpick the point that she looks like Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Look, you're right. The
But
actual point of criticism is her haircut. It's just they're trying to make it look awful.
You're gonna talk to that squid head? Yeah. Talk to her.
Poor guy. He probably heard everything.
He
and
did.
he's like, this is really uncomfortable.
I'm gonna go on break. Raskoska? What the?
She's speaking the language. Like, you could get her to translate. Like, you would be just interrogating her just to get the language.
Yeah, just running by phrases by her. You'd have a control, be like, what do they call this weapon? You know what'd be funny? They take the needler to her, like, so this is called blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, that actually means, please, for the love of God, don't shoot me.
He found the book. The book.
Wait. He found the book based off one sentence she said a few hours ago that he remembered. Okay.
Yeah, he just did.
Cortana probably helped him out there.
Maybe. But no, he hasn't been speaking to Cortana. Like, the very first time that, she tries to speak, she's like, he's ignoring me, right?
She'd make a great wingman, Cortana. Like, any answer you needed, instantly.
So, if this was more justified, this would be like an emotional connecting, like, good gesture to build a relationship. But this goes from 0 to, like, let's jump in the bed.
If that was the case, Shad, can I borrow one of your books? Like, it makes no bloody sense. What?
What are you trying to say there?
I'm saying I'm going to take one of your books, I'm going to go down to the shops and find a 10.
Be like, here, read this.
I have a book for you.
Yeah, and like Cheeks, right? From all context, you should be a virgin. I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
He's had no emotions.
No. Well, does it count if he's been molested by Halsey? Because that seems to be the case.
Maybe. It's just that he seems experienced, smooth, and they're like perfectly comfortable with what's happening here. And they just go at it. The same with her. She's had no interaction with humans ever.
Yeah.
Humans are supposed to be these vile, disgusting parasite things.
So she was raised by the aliens, right? It'd be funny if the aliens gave her sex ed. They're like, are you going to open your endoport?
But see, how would she even know how to do it?
Yeah.
Why
do they have an
what goes into what?
They had an intimacy coordinator for the scene, for a scene where two characters have never had sex before. It just doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense.
Oh, man. Should we funny?
And, seriously, even for her background, the mere thought of touching a human should make her skin crawl. She hates humans. They're vile.
It'd be funny if she's like, you kiss way better than the elites. Not as good as the worms. Oh. Oh, man. We do be having a bit of xenophonic here, don't we?
Look, you've got scars like me. We're the same.
We're not so...
And then Cortana's just like...
Humans do this to each other?
Yeah, I'm not ready to see scars. We're the same, bro.
It'd be funny. Halsey's like, what's he doing now? Enhanced interrogation.
Pumping her for information.
Oh, yeah, probing.
That's actually in James Bond. I think it's Tomorrow Never Dies, where the girlfriend or wife of the bad guy used to be James Bond's ex-girlfriend. And so M is like, rekindle the romance. And he's like, that's a bit appropriate. He's like, no, do it. And then pump her for information.
Pump her for information?
M says that.
Wait, when she says that, does she mean pump her full of, genetic information?
It's gross.
Yeah, I've got a
gross.
dirty mind, but we're watching a sex scene, so...
Gosh.
Sorry. Look at that, she wants to...
She's like...
Can I get out of his brain?
The things I'm feeling.
She's feeling...
That's her face!
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. And then she's like they're trying to justify that she's having doubts and I could kill him right now, but I'll choose not to. And then she chooses to rip out her laser finger. Why?
That could be useful later.
It's so dumb no one's detected it, but that would be spurting blood everywhere. To be really obvious.
That's the most realistic, the most human part they've actually put into this show. That she's like, I can't kill him.
Having self-doubt.
Not having self-doubt, having a physical connection to the person you just made love to.
Yeah, it's not justified to get to that, but once they're there, if they're trying to have, a bit of... It's more interesting, but because it's not justified, it's still crap. That's the thing. But interesting stuff is happening. Still, it's dumb. That will make it more obvious. And even if you don't want to kill him, is it just to remove temptation? I don't know. It's still a useful thing. She just rips the whole thing out.
But that would be too painful to do. There's no way you could do that. I thought it was just a little thing that went under the fingernail, you could literally just pull it out, the size of an actual fingernail clipping.
It's that big, and it's...
Yeah, all the way down.
Where's the power source as well? That's a... What is it?
Internal energy sword.
It's an energy sword, a plasma sword, or whatever they call it.
Well, it's called an energy sword.
Energy sword. You could make him that compact and small with the power source is all there and everything.
Well, it's proportionate to the size of the blade, it seems.
Goodness.
In the games, the hiltful one, for lack of a better word, is just bigger than the size of a hand, and it projects a blade that's like
so maybe
a meter
maybe.
long. So
then she gets naked again.
Yeah, she was wearing a shirt, and then this is the morning, and so maybe they had around to, but anyway.
He has the stamina for it. He's a super soldier.
Yeah, because they're in biochemical synchrony.
I mean, no, they're not. How? That's stupid. I don't...
And there is this weird line that she says, I have a connection with him or something like that.
Yeah, she's like, Master Chief's finally not alone after... It's funny. Okay, this is why there's evidence pointing to the fact that she molested Master Chief. Because Cortana said, yes, they've made love and now they're in biocentric, connectivity or whatever. And she's finally not alone. And then she's like, but he was never alone. He had me.
In the context of what alone means, in what Katano's saying, you have a point, Oz. You have a point. She's so creepy, man. And she's awful. She sends Katano and then Keys. Keys comes in. Basically, get off the planet. No one likes you. But I'm so helpful. It's like, you're done.
Not even that though. She's like, Parangoski, who is the head of the military on this planet, would like you to leave, civilian. And she's like, nah, can't do it.
And even that's not really justified because, okay, the thing is though, she is a genius. She has, she's an asset.
But she's a civilian, and if a military leader wants you gone, they will find a way to get you gone.
But they're not getting rid of her because she's useless. They're getting rid of her because she's the political scapegoat, the fall. But
even then, they're
fall
like
boy, fall girl, whatever.
They're drawing attention to the problem they don't want drawn attention to. It's so stupid. It makes no sense.
No, you were supposed to have my back.
Self-righteous yet drama.
Oh yeah, she's doing it for the name of progress and order, and she will never stop.
It'll cost me every relationship.
Yep, so you're willing to sacrifice. And she says, I'll sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
And I was like...
You know, I've noticed in movies, only villains really say everything like that. You know?
It shows that she has no morals. She'll, do the worst, most evil things.
Because it ends justify the means. She said it multiple times.
Yep.
I pulled some strings.
Oh, yeah, to give her a military ship. It's like, you can just take this military ship basically free. You can go wherever you want with it. It's like, those are some big strings. And it's like, I'm not done. You're done.
Then the simp comes in.
Yep. Look at him. He's just...
proposes, basically.
Make me the happiest man and let me lick your feet.
He's so pathetic. And there she gets the eye thing.
Even his shoes lift him up pretty high. Look at him. Why is everyone so short in Hollywood?
And so she hacks into Miranda's terminal to be able to speak with the girl, and then full-on betrayal. It's like... Yeah.
Multiple levels of manipulation.
And she's lying as well to, I thought I could trust, Cheeks is like, oh, but trust me instead.
And also, not to forget, but Halsey told the alien lady, yes, it's wonderful to see you two have a connection. It was wonderful to watch. How many people know about this? How many people watched Master Chief go, give the Covenant back their bomb?
And then she's basically, humanity sucks, but you can trust me. Let me control it. Like, don't help humanity. Why are you telling me this? Oh, that's not it. It's been wonderful to watch.
And then the only reasonable character in the entire show.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't reasonable to take.
Why did he have to die? I liked him. And then, of course, she comes back. Give me the halo, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, no, don't stop. I don't want to listen to you. And she
But just think about it. Even if someone said this to you, everyone, a great collective of people all agreeing on something, no, that's too dangerous. You got to give the control to me. I'm reasonable. Bloody hell.
Is this the thing where,
what's that drone doing there?
Yeah, it's still there.
But it's not recording her. It's not telling that she's doing all this stuff.
Making sure she's
and
not.
If you could have cameras in the room.
They've got a drone right outside the window.
And if it's that obvious, just curtains over the window, or I don't know, maybe they have a sci-fi shade that blocks it.
They kind of do that, I think.
Why have the drone there? Just investigating its looks.
This is the one where it's human attachment or something makes people do silly things.
Yeah, and she said it takes over all reason. That just pisses me. I'm sorry, but again, it's the whole materialistic idea that you can be above emotions. No, you're not. You are subject to your emotions, whether you think you're being reasonable or not.
And then she executes Order 66.
Yep.
Which is basically it. What do they call it? The something...
Z protocol.
Z protocol.
I mean, think about it for a second. It's because it's the last thing we do. It's Z. Kind of makes sense.
And so, I am a little confused, right? Mm-hmm. The Spartans... Who have they been programmed to be loyal to?
Apparently,
Halsey. But that's weird because it seemed like Halsey had been trying to train them to just obey orders and be good soldiers.
Well, yeah, in the games, they're just... Not that we see much of them in the games, but in the games, they're just regular people with bloody super soldier stuff in them. And they've been child soldiers since kids, right? But they're just regular people. They're not mind-controlled. They're not indoctrinated.
Oh, it seems like, they are fully just brainwashed.
Yeah. They just recognise there's an...
And they will do anything Halsey says.
Apparently.
And you have to have your emotions back to see the moral questionability of it, because it's only the emotional Spartan girl that's like, this doesn't make sense. It's like, that's not an emotional thing that would cause that. Just having brains, you could be an emotionless robot and have any level of logic and see, this isn't making sense.
If anything, I'd say it's emotions that trump morality.
In terms of if you're going like
yearning or
I don't know, sometimes pure intellect can can remove the consideration of mercy. And stuff,
no doubt, but it works just as much the other way. Like anger can trump morality, crimes of passion, stuff like that.
Need a bit of a balance.
Yeah.
And then you had a great point here.
Yeah.
They are... Well, do you want to... It's your point.
Those suits are more expensive than ships that travel to other planets for these guys. And a quartermaster, if you want to take out a single round, you got to go to the... Well, not really, but... If you want to take out a gun, you got to go to a quartermaster.
Yeah.
And you have to have...
And no one's noticing the Spartans suit up, get the weapons and everything. It's like, oh, is there a mission?
I'm just chilling on base, and I see this happening, I'm going to run. Just like if I was in a movie theatre and someone, pulls a Glock.
Also, and this basically confirms that there are only 4 Spartans.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Like, she says, call these Spartans, like, more than one, all of them.
4.
And this is all. There's 4. Yeah. And the game's had a full,
technically
hundreds of them.
So Master Chief. They came out in different generations, right?
Yeah.
Master Chief is a Spartan 2. Spartan 1s didn't really work out. Johnson, everyone's favorite black guy. He was technically a Spartan 1. Anyway, so the Spartan 2s in Halo Reach, you have Spartan 3s. So there should be Spartan 3s there. Yeah. And then when Halo 4 comes out, there's Spartan 4s, and it's cringe.
They had this huge budget.
Yeah.
4 Spartans all up on Reach.
You want
diversity? No. The Spartans are just deployed elsewhere. It's like, this is the home planet.
Yeah. But at this time in history, in the lore, all of the Spartan 3s were recalled to Reach. So there should be hundreds of them there. Well, not hundreds, but dozens and dozens.
And so, and basically... Cortana, you'll overtake Master Cheeks to make it... and Cortana's like... Yes, I will do that. Sure.
Surely Halsey would be...
And then she's like, you don't sound very plucker or enthusiastic. And it's like, I'm an AI.
Well...
She doesn't say... Cortana doesn't say that, but,
Yeah, she just experienced, human coupling, so...
Oh, my goodness. And that, because in this, the red, the gun grease hair girl, Spartan is like, this not making sense.
I love the chain of events where she's like, Kai, Vanek, Riz, go and take out Master Chief. Bring him in, knock him out, do whatever you have to do, just bring him here. And they're like, okay. And then one of them's like, are we sure we should do this? Yes. Hey, Riz and Vanek, kill her. That's just comical.
I know, it's like, you don't need emotions to have your, warning bells. It's like, that's not a red flag.
And it's just perfectly coincidental. She took her helmet off so she didn't really hear any of that.
My goodness. So dumb. And then... so it's like... Where's that patented enthusiasm? You should feel happy about this.
I feel like that's a Microsoft exec talking to us. Because they've got Cortana in the Windows, right? And she's very different. She's like this in the Windows.
Yeah.
You'll be the best of all of us.
So, yep.
Yeah.
She discovers it's her, the alien girl's voice is there. And then they take down the comms. Halsey takes down comms in the whole base and no one notices for ages. No one notices
until one guy's like, why isn't the radio working?
He's just like, give me radio. Comms aren't working, everyone.
There was some guy in accounting. There was some guy in accounting trying to send an email.
Yeah, he's just like, why is the server giving me this back?
Also... wouldn't they have a security room with the cameras? It's like they'll notice a suit, they're down.
Well, no,
no
Shad.
one figures this out.
Shad,
Yeah, they've got the
wouldn't.
worst IT.
It's only a military base in the future. Like, they wouldn't have anyone checking comms. Communication isn't important.
Not important at
500
all.
years in the future.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you just have
Space very
Amazon
similar. Yeah.
doing it all for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delivered by drone.
Yeah.
So retarded. Oh yeah, like, what is this alien artifact?
It could be the next great hope for humanity, or it could kill everything. We don't know.
So basically, you just don't know. Like, it could be a toilet for all you know.
It's like, comms are down. Maybe it's the machine. We don't know.
Hey, what do we do if they find the Halo? And he's like, I don't know.
He hasn't thought that far ahead.
He should have just said,
She's like, I'm on a planet of idiots. Look at her. She's done.
after you beat the Covenant, I guess we'll see. We'll build a log cabin and live together.
We'll sell it for real estate. BlackRock might want it.
And yeah, that's like, get rid of the gun greasers. Like, copy that. I still like it.
They pull out clippers. Cut her hair now.
I still like him. He's like,
Yeah, he's the most Spartan of the Spartans.
and yes, it's her voice. Oh no! Quickly, alarm!
It'd be funny. She runs into the room. The Covenant spy is a Covenant spy.
What is it, Oz? That's what I've been trying to say. Oh, yeah.
Who could have seen that coming? Oh my goodness. And then, you know, I was like, so this is weird, right? Katana's basically trying to tell Cheeks in this. So I was like, I've got something to tell you, listen to me. And then he stops, is like, wait, like he hears something, and then it goes around a corner, down a hallway.
She says stop, and he stops. And then he listens.
But it was
to
like he listened to, he heard something.
No, he was listening to Cortana.
Okay. But anyway, Cortana is on his side now, even though she basically mind raped him before. But, okay, look, a redemption arc. I don't mind. I could see a possible redemption arc.
These two, like, look at that. I've lost Halsey, so they know, like, they've just done a logical conclusion.
Like,
they're the only intelligent people, these two.
as soon as comms are down, something bad has happened. But
Why didn't no one else notice?
And they notice it right away. Bloody show.
Oh, man.
Of course. I want to stay with you.
But he's like, I need you to leave, go!
No, he was a bit more forced. Just go!
No. He cut off when he said go. He's like, I need you to leave, go!
All right, we need
like,
to
play
confirm
back,
this.
play back.
You are right! That is weird!
I need you to leave, go!
No, I need to leave. Go.
Talk about saying the quiet
Why
part.
do they leave this taken?
No, he's like, I'm being too mean, so I better soften my voice. Okay, go. I'm not a mean person. You're...
I want to salvage our relationship, go.
And then, yes, she wakes up and she breaks concrete with her knees.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, that's... We
you
saw
know,
her doing the thing
she's
before.
in the armor, so maybe. You know.
In the armor, she could,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
But in the armor, she could literally just rip those cuffs apart.
So the guy runs in. The purpose is to incapacitate Master Cheeks, okay? And so it makes sense that they're not going to use lethal force. But he decides to run in with his gun in front of him and just ram it into Cheeks. It's like, it's like, I'll run at you and ram you with my gun, holding it.
Yeah.
What was that supposed to do?
I really don't know.
Oh, goodness. And then, of course, he gets the gun.
But also, take it back. This is really bad, what do you call it? What's the word?
Choreography.
Look at this. Right, play it. When he gets the gun, so he gets the gun, and then it's like...
He's trying to hit him with a gun.
No. You'll see. We're meant to believe that when Master Chief gets the gun, we're meant to believe that he's pointing it at Vanek, but he's not. He's pointing at the camera. You see Vanek step out of frame. Just wait. Here it comes.
Nice VLC happening.
So look at this. Here it comes. Right.
Yeah.
So Vanek is going to move off screen, and we're meant to believe that Chief has pointed a gun at him because there's no other Spartan present. See?
What was he pointing it at? You're right!
Like, what the
we
hell?
literally see him to the side!
You got to be eagle-eyed.
Oh my goodness. Well, if I was doing an autopsy, I was breaking it down. It's just when we're watching it casually, I was still trying to just recover from the fact that you ran at him with your gun.
Yeah. Like one shot to
But
his
you're
leg.
absolutely right. That was so clear. You're not pointing at him!
Yeah, and the other Spartan hasn't come in yet, so...
Oh, yes.
Well, he's like, Vanek, wait, there's a cameraman. Stay back, cameraman.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they made like a third wall breaking show.
We should voice over this show.
Oh, yes.
She comes back to watch and she does nothing.
You didn't say go loud
Okay,
enough.
so this is like he punches through a thing and just goes. Cheeks gets some really serious hits from people in armor.
Yeah.
And is just getting up from and is like.
It should be killing him.
Yeah.
By the way, the reason they got the augments made them a little bit stronger, but
not the superhuman strength we saw the Gungrease girl do.
Yeah, no, they literally just reinforced their muscles and bones so they could survive moving around in the armor.
Yeah.
Because they put a regular human in it, and it debilitated him instantly when he tried to move.
Okay, yeah, so she breaks free by, let's see, with it. But I guess with, see her lifts?
Yeah.
Like, she's not tall enough, so they give her...
I think it'd be even cool if she just ripped him apart with her strength.
Yeah, you know? Anyway, she breaks free with her knee.
But then, go back one. Okay, no forward. Press play. Look how silly that looks. Do you have a key? She doesn't even think about it. She runs into a fight with her arms... And just happens to get it broken.
Very short on time. I was like, I can give it that. I know it looks silly, but I'll give it a pass.
But you don't think it's silly that she ran into a fight with two Spartans?
It would.
And she's like, I'm just going to get them to break it for me when I get into the fight. Because that's what happens.
Maybe.
That's how she gets them taken off.
Those things keep her hands, like, she can't move her hands closer because they're like a set distance. It'd be difficult to get the helmet back on. You have to be like...
Oh, yeah, true.
Just like,
no, she laid it down and then did a handstand. But the fact that she runs into a fight with her arms, that's stupid.
Go find Master... Yeah. Is that where they figured out the comms were down? Finally? Anyway, so... This is where, I could give it some where Cortana does actually seem to be being somewhat helpful, where she turns on the warthog, rams someone with it, tells him of a warning that's mostly in his periphery, he might not be able to see, and so, okay, Cortana, yeah, Doesn't really work, though, because he's fighting people in armor, so I'm glad that, she should get defeated, essentially.
Oh, this exact shot is taken from Halo 5, where he grabs the hand and they have a struggle. Yeah, it's taken exactly from Halo 5. And I'm pretty sure that's the exact thing that happens in response.
Oh, really?
It's just...
Yeah. But look, there's nothing really justifying. There's so much stupid around. People will still love it. And for this self-contained scene by itself, all right, the action actually isn't terrible. But anyway, yeah, he gets defeated. And there was a scene, we might have already skipped it, where it's like, Cortana betrayed us, I knew she would betray us, I told you she would. It's like, I don't remember him saying that. It's like...
I remember him saying congratulations in a really creepy way.
So then, they're...
it doesn't have to end this way, Chief. Like, they're doing everything they can to, one, kill him, and two, make it seem like we don't want to kill him. It's ridiculous.
Gungrease Spartan comes in soon, and anyway... it has to be... Oh, yeah, this is where they only figured out now that Halsey had taken down the
Wait a minute.
the comms.
The woman we've been blackmailing, trying to get rid of, might be, fighting back.
Oh, yes, yep, she did.
But they don't know that. They just heard her voice.
He knows who I really am.
But here's the thing, right? That's a plot hole. They don't know she slaughtered the entire crew. They just know they heard her voice on her comms. That's it.
True, you're true.
So,
but then... In the context that they're blaming her for slaughtering the entire crew, right? She's like, evil humans tasering me. It's like, you're an enemy combatant now. It's like, yeah, they're being mean to you.
Yeah, but...
You deserve that and more. And so, you'll pay for this. And then she just... So look at see the guy's face? It's smoking and just frying. Like,
he's touching...
Look at that!
That's what happens when you touch an Infinity Stone.
Basically, his head is frying and she's having another orgasm. Oh my goodness. Look.
She literally is.
She is.
You know what she's thinking? Oh, it's better than Master Chief.
Oh my goodness. This flaming shit. And look, yeah,
that's
huge explosion. Sonic. They knew it had that capacity, right? Because Cheeks basically did it. So you would let who you suspect to be a spy, you should know that she is, even close to it, you idiots.
Also, the explosion throws around a couple, like over 100 kilo men, but doesn't knock over any of the 5 kilo weights. Just a little thing I noticed.
It like picks up the Spartans and turfs them. Holy crap. And then because she touched it, he was just drawn into the vision.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then he says goodbye or something like that.
And then when you go back to the reality, it looks like 9/11 has happened.
Yeah. Explosion, death, destruction, and that's the episode. What a glorious piece of crap. Still, this is not a high bar, probably the best episode so far, but still, it's like a 2. It's a garbage episode.
That's like, this is the episode where the writers ate fibre. It's pleasant in that regard, but that's it.
Oh, there's so much dumb in it. It's not going to save it like this show by any means.
Absolutely. There is no, Shad, there is no redeeming this show.
I know.
You gave it a 2. I can't give any episode of this a number, just out of principle. Nathan, what do you give it? And be careful.
If you watch this show, you're wasting your time and
That's
your
a
life
perfect
energy.
response.
Like, you could put your life energy into anything else and it'd be more productive than watching this show.
Now what the hell are we doing?
We're calling it out as crap. Someone
fair
needs to
enough.
do it.
We're letting you know.
You can,
Don't do it!
You can sleep soundly at night knowing there's men here willing to watch the crap for you, to protect you.
That's why we stay on watch.
Yep.
Ever vigilant.
Batman.
In any closing remarks, Claudia?
I will not be watching the previous episodes.
Yay. We saved one person.
Good decision. But if you're going to be sticking around here for a while,
You're going to watch the next one.
you'll have to watch a lot of...
Don't worry, there's only one more of this show left.
I'll watch other things.
Yeah.
Oh boy, one more episode.
It's finally...
Man, what are they going to do?
They're just going to get to the Halo and that's it.
No,
Cliffhanger.
I know what's going to happen. Reach is going to get glassed.
Yeah,
and it's going
yeah.
to show up at the Halo ring. The last thing we'll see is the Pillar of Autumn showing up at the Halo ring.
You know what?
What?
She's probably going to call the Covenant to the planet.
To glass
To the
Reach.
planet.
Yeah.
That's how they'll find it. It's like...
And then...
Even when I saw her brought to the planet, I was like, the biggest danger that you've had with is not revealing where your colonies are, and you bring us a potential mole
to the closest planet to Earth, to
and
most
then
important.
look at what'll probably most likely happen.
Yeah.
She will...
And I reckon despite all that, Chief's still going to forgive her, and they're still going to have a relationship.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Wow, you're right. She will be responsible for the death and murder of, like, millions.
Yeah.
Or is it billions on this planet?
A couple million. But, like, in the games, there's a character called Arbiter, you saw him, he's the one that's tortured because he's the reason the first ring blew up, he wasn't good enough. He has an arc where he's a member of the Covenant, and he gets turned against them because... all the stuff happens, right? They're giving it to her now. But he is one of the best characters because he has it's a crisis of faith thing. It's really cool.
Oh, so Halo episode 8. There we go. Peter Jung. But anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone. And until next time, stay watchful.